too far.
Hi. Okay, I feel like I'm not gonna be comfortable here. I feel like I need to move somewhere I'm gonna be a little bit more comfortable. Nope. Wait, this could work. No, there's people walking by. No. You know what? Screw it. We're just gonna do it right here. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, take a chance to hit the subscribe button down below. And if you're a returner, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate it. Today in California, it is disgusting. It's so gross outside. But it is cloudy and wet and disgusting outside. It kind of looks bright, but it's actually really gloomy and kind of sad. That's really awkward. I have two coffees in the frame. Let's just put that one down there. It never rains in California, like ever rains in California. And between the rain and coronavirus, like I just don't know what's happening anymore. So upon popular request, today's video will be a thing I've actually never done before. Kind of excited about it, but also kind of like questioning myself, am I really qualified to be showing this? Probably not. That kind of sounds weird. I'm asked to talk about how I edit my Instagram photos. Our generation, editing Instagram photos. Like think about maybe 10 years ago, like you would just post a picture on Facebook without any filter or hashtag and just be like, here's a picture of the sunset. But now it's all about your filter and whether it's aesthetically pleasing and stuff. I use some super simple apps I think seem to get the job done. I don't really try to like go for a specific aesthetic. But today I thought I would share some of the things that I use to edit my Instagram photos, filters I'm using, all of that stuff. And maybe if you like it, then you can incorporate that into your feed as well. I'll put everything down in the description below with links to specific apps that I use, the names of specific filters I also use that I tend to stick with. If you have an Android and you find it, let me know in the comments below. I forgot to turn on screen recording. Now that screen recording's on, we will try this again. First app I'm gonna use and show you guys is an app called PicsArt. It allows you to be really more artistic with your photos and add different effects to it, like lighting effects and graphics and stuff like that. It also allows you to add certain outlines to your image and to your face, which I use for a lot of my thumbnails. If you've noticed in the past, to give it kind of like a little spice to it, but if my thumbnails aren't spicy enough for you, then you can try to spice up your own. We'll open up PicsArt. When you open it, the first menu is going to show you like what's trending now and what different artists are using. If you like how a photo looks, it goes through the process of how to get your photo to look like that as well. Super user-friendly. This app is free, but I think you can also buy the full version. I have never used the full version before. So if you have the full version of PicsArt and you like it, let me know in the comments below. I might have to try it out. People are walking by. And I feel awkward anyways. We'll go to photos. I feel very uncomfortable. You guys can see all my photos. Use this one. This is something I took a few months ago, I think, in the middle of the desert, like literally in the middle of nowhere. Really emphasizes how dirty the bottom of my shoes are. Just to start off, one of my favorite features so far, you can add that outline to your body and it does it automatically for you. It kind of off-centers it initially, but then you can adjust it and put it right over top of your body, which I usually do. And if you zoom in, that looks really funny. You hit the erase tool and actually erase like the outlines that you don't want in the picture. That looks much better than having like all of the outline on my face and on my sunglasses and stuff, so we'll save that. And then also, if you go to like beautify, you can change different things of your face. If you have like blemishes you want to cover up and stuff, luckily my face was cooperating with me and actually liked me this week. You can add detail, which I've used before, honestly. If you want to like emphasize something, like if I wanted to emphasize my hair a little bit, it kind of makes it stand out a little bit more. If you wanted to like emphasize your eyes, you can't really see my eyes in this one. Like maybe like your lips or something, kind of shows a little bit more of a pop, I guess. I don't really like it in this photo, so we'll just take that off. Other things you can do is add like weird stickers to it. I never do that to my photos, but if you like that, go for it. So you can add text. You can also do cutouts on your photo. If I want a specific image within an image, like I can cut it out and just save that by itself. Lens flare, I definitely have used this before. If you have a bright photo, this will really like accent it very well, especially if the sun is in it. That's kind of it for PicsArt. I think we're just gonna end it here and apply a filter in the next app that I use. The next app that I will show you guys that I absolutely love, I definitely think that Everyone should use this one. I use it for my Instagram posts. I also use it for all my Instagram stories, and by far like my favorite that I've ever used before. This app does cost $1.99 per month, but I totally think it's worth the investment. It is super easy to use. It works every time for like every photo I've ever used. If you don't want to pay for the subscription, then you can also use the free version, which I think only gives you 3 free filters, but to be honest, the filters that I do use is one of the ones that they give for free anyways. So it is called Tezza. It is on the App Store. Here's some of the photos I've used previously. You can see some of the stuff I've put in my thumbnails before, but we will open up the photo we just worked on. We'll adjust it with the filters. And so what's great about Tezza is you don't really have to adjust any of the contrast or anything. I think the presets that they already have are super good at just like getting the photo right every time with the color adjustment and everything. They have a lot of choices you can choose from. So if you don't like one specifically, you just keep going through until you find one. The first 3 filters here, Fresh, Vintage, and Mood, are the free ones. I do use Vintage and I use Mood a lot. For Mood, you can kind of see it's a little bit darker. I do kind of like darker photos. But if you go down to the adjustment, you can adjust the exposure and the brightness and all that stuff to give it like a little bit more of a pop. So what I specifically use for my photos, I tend to stick with either Vintage, Mood, Vintage 3, Dream is also a very good one. Almond I like a lot as well. I think I kind of want to go back to Mood, and I like it best for this photo. Another great thing is you can add kind of like an old vintage effect to it. It's called Dust. If you want a little bit more dust particles or like that vintage look, you can go through these and pick out which one you like most. You can add grain to it if you wanted to give it more of that vintage look. I think I like it just like that. Once we have this photo, we'll save it. Go back to the gallery, and then we have the final photo ready for our feed. So again, the 2 apps that I use for editing Instagram photos, Instagram stories, or just photos in general, honestly, are PicsArt, which I think is more like that artsy side. PicsArt is free and I use all the free features, but if you wanted to extend that into the full version and get some of those more features, you can do that. The #1 app that I recommend for all editing and applying filters to your photos would be Tezza. I think the investment is totally worth it. It's so fast and so easy to use. All you gotta do is apply the filter, make a few lighting adjustments if you want to. I don't think I've ever adjusted contrast, brightness, exposure, any of that, to be honest. I always put on the filter and think it looks really good, and then I put it on my feed. So here's my Instagram if you guys want to go check out my account, see some of the filters I've used and how my photos have turned out. Anyways, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. I appreciate it so much. If you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Let me know that you are new down in the comments, and I want to thank you and welcome you to my channel. If you're a returning viewer, I want to thank you so much for always coming back. I appreciate it. I hope this video has been super informative and maybe allow you to try something new for your feed if you want to. And yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks guys, see you soon, bye.